Back now on Triad today, just about time for the roundtable. Ogie Overman, Rosemary Plyman, David Daggett. Before we get right to it, guys, a sad note that the Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away a few days ago. He was on Triad today back in 2018 when he was in Greensboro. It was a wonderful discussion we had. We did a special program, which we're going to rebroadcast at the end of next month. But Jesse Jackson passed away. He was 84 years old. All right, here we go. First topic. The city of Greensboro continues to hire a company out of Chapel Hill to make national searches whenever it needs a new police chief. Yet after paying a huge amount of money for these national searches, the past 3 police chiefs have come from among the local ranks. Here's the question. Are you okay with continuing to pay for national searches, or should we always just promote from within, Ogie?
Well, I'm not necessarily against national searches, but in this case, if we've promoted from within 3 times, that kind of answers the question to me.
Yeah. Rosemary.
Well, I mean, I think they're great candidates locally, right? And no one knows the city better than our current officers. However, there's always good to have perspective and new ideas, bringing them in. And I think it makes sense to make sure that, you're covering your bases.
All right, David.
I think there's a time and a place for a national search. The number one job of a leader is to train your replacement.
Absolutely.
So you have a sustainability plan.
Right.
If the current leader's doing their job, there's not the need for the national search.
And that's what Chief Thompson's done. In fact, I wrote a column this week in Yes Weekly where I'm sort of advocating for Assistant Chief Stephanie Martis. She'd be great chief. All right, state lawmakers are proposing to freeze local property taxes from the time of purchase until that property is sold. Now think about that. County officials say the loss of tax revenue in between would result in cuts to schools and the sheriff's office and other things. You think the state lawmakers should interfere with local tax rates when they think those rates are too high, Ogie?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I hate to say it. It would be nice, in a Pollyanna sort of way, but we really can't do it. We can't afford to lose any kind of tax revenue.
Rosemary.
Yeah, I mean, I wish, especially they're coming out this week. I'm just waiting for it to come in the mail, so I'm a little nervous about it. But we gotta invest in our schools.
From a personal perspective, as you get older, that might be nice because you've owned your property longer. But the state should not be interfering with local tax policy.
Right.
That's a local budgetary concern, and property taxes fill that budget. Stay out of it, state.
All right, primary elections just 2 weeks away. Voters in Guilford and Rockingham counties will decide which Republican candidate they want to run for state senate. Choices are Phil Berger and Rockingham Sheriff Sam Page. Berger has spent about $2 million trying to discredit Page. We talked about that before. Who wins this contest? Ogie.
I would love to see Berger lose. It would just make my heart sore to see that guy, after spending all this Trump money coming in from outside.
And Sam's a good guy, too.
He's a good guy.
Rosemary?
And he's well known.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around a long time, and, I think he has a good chance. It's just amazing how long this race has been going on. It feels like it should have already happened by now, right?
David Daggett.
What disappoints me is there should be decency and respect in politics. That has eroded away. His ads have foul words. It has calling people names. You wonder why our high school kids act up?
Yeah.
It's because of the examples they set. I hope Sam Page wins.
Well, the polls, various polls are indicating Sam is up by as much as 5 points. We don't know. Phil Berger has a lot of, his power reaches across a lot of ways. We'll see what happens. President Trump is pushing states to upload their voting rolls into a federal database. Would you like to see North Carolina turn over its voter rolls to the federal government, Ogie?
You can see that. I mean, it's very blatant. It's so unconstitutional. It's pathetic. You see what's happening. He's trying to rig the election. It's very clear.
All right, Rosemary.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a scary thing to think about that. Yeah, again, kind of the taxes with the local, the state. Let's leave the elections with the states.
David.
It's kind of comical. When do you want states' rights and when do you want things federal? And I think this should be left to the states.
All right. Finally, this is a weird topic, and I don't know how these people do these studies, but datepsychology.com says 45% of men ages 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person to ask for a date. Guys and gals. All right, guys, how old were you when you asked a girl out for the first time? And Rosemary, how old were you the first time a boy asked you out? We'll start with Ogie.
I was in the 6th grade. So I'd have been 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Where were you going to take her?
Well, we had a party at my house. And then I asked this other girl out to a movie, a Saturday morning movie that they used to have.
All
I
right.
had two going.
Did they both say
They
yes?
both did, yeah.
You
So
were a
you-
two-timer.
Well,
Well, let me just get this straight.
Age 10. All right, Rosemary.
I think I was 15.
You were asked out at 15.
Yeah,
David?
so.
I probably would have been 15 or 16, certainly high school. I must be a late bloomer compared to Ogie.
Yeah, well, we all are.
We all are, yeah.
All right, well, that's all. We're going to start our own.
Too bad.
Yeah, for all of us people who dated at age 10. I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.